Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hello, the psych investigator. Hello, huh. Everybody, welcome. Hello, the psych investigator. Oh, here's the microphone. Okay. So, let's do the protection, guys. Uh, before that, say hello. Hello, I'm Rosie, and this is a channel dedicated to covering the news from an intuitive perspective. If you haven't, please press like and subscribe. Nice to see you guys. Nice to see you again. Huh. Nice to see you again. Huh. So, it's interesting. I actually made a video that I didn't publish about the ACA. Somebody had asked about it and the shutdown. And it was interesting because I remember feeling like it was a little different from the other one I had just done earlier. And now this, came out last night. And it's all very interesting, guys, this time that we're living, because we're struggling with like the mental game of keep going, right? Because it's going to get better. And yet we see when something like this happens, it is very upsetting because of the health insurance, really, that a lot of people are going to lose. Like they're not going to be able to afford, basically. But I also really need to look at it from a perspective, like just observing, because we don't know what could happen. Even if they haven't, like it's not on 100% because the House has to vote on it, right? And the House is going to meet by Wednesday, I think Wednesday, because they have to return, they have to come back from where the Congress people are not even in DC. And so there's so much suffering, guys. I was actually on yesterday's video. I think I will. That's right. I read this article about this mother taking care of kids and how she couldn't, like, she wasn't making any money and there was barely, they were running out of food. And it's a real thing. So, so, um, so let's look at it. I made the notes. I made the notes here. Let's look at what's going on here, the latest informations. Okay, hold on. And there's a special spirit guest that it's funny, I felt her yesterday. I don't remember ever. Wait, I thought it was ever really talking to her, which is a big one. Hold on. Okay, so let's share. And that's Eleanor Roosevelt. But let's go here to news. I want it to be so wide. Okay. All right. So Trump administration live updates. Senate could move swiftly on deal to reopen governments. I thought, you know what? I thought that it had passed, didn't it? Okay. Senators appear close to an agreement that would allow them to fast track a bill to end the showdown, while President Trump said he approved of the deal under consideration. Here's the latest. Republicans in the Senate appear close to an agreement on Monday that would allow them to fast track the deal to end the nation's longest government shutdown, a day after a splinter group of Democrats said it would support the plan, even without the concessions their party has spent weeks demanding. President Trump voiced his backing for the plan during remarks in the Oval Office. We'll be opening up our country very quickly, he said. The deal is very good. Senator John Thune, Republican of South Dakota and the majority leader, urged his colleagues earlier in the day not to pointlessly drag out the process. People have suffered for long enough, Mr. Thune said on the Senate floor. The package must pass the Senate and then be approved by the House before it can be signed by Mr. Trump. And Speaker Mike Johnson urged House members who have not held a vote in nearly 2 months because of an extended recess to begin the process of returning to Capitol Hill right now. It could take until at least the middle of the week for the government to reopen, with Mr. Johnson saying he would give his members 34 hours notice to return to Washington once the bill cleared the Senate. Republicans had sought to move quickly with the plan less than 24 hours after 8 senators who caucus with Democrats broke ranks to support it and exposed a rift within the party. The plan that moved forward in the Senate in a 60-40 vote on Sunday night did not include Democrats' central demand, the extension of the Affordable Care Act subsidies that are slated to expire at the end of the year, drawing an angry backlash for many in the party. Even so, the vote indicated there was enough support to end the gridlock that has shuttered the government for weeks, leaving hundreds of thousands of federal workers furloughed, millions of Americans facing air travel disruptions, and millions more at risk of losing food assistance. The compromise measure includes a spending package that would fund the government through January, as well as 3 separate spending bills to cover programs related to agriculture, military construction, and legislative agencies for most of 2026. The package also includes a provision that would reverse layoffs of federal workers made during the shutdown and ensure retroactive pay for those who have been furloughed. Questioned about the provisions of the plan working its way through the Senate, Mr. Trump told reporters I'll abide by the deal. Okay. So this is where we are right now. So I wrote the questions. So let me do the thing I do from time to time, add the title, because it's really, I don't know, guys, sometimes I've learned also to not be so like adamant about specific things, right? Because things can happen. And I have to again observe without attachment. It's important. So, but having said that, it is okay. It is disturbing, right? Because again, so much sacrifice. And okay, and then I want to know, there's a lot of questions to ask. So, what happened? Why did Democrats cave? Well, I see here that there's a lot of people, a lot of them, hearing back from their states and hearing about the suffering of so many workers and how this administration is so heartless and they are not going to do something, right? And at the same time, I feel like it's also the holidays. The issue of the holidays is a big deal. But it did show me that the Democrats that voted for this were, it's sort of the let's say old school, right? In the sense that to them, it's like, well, you know what, well, at least we got something, or they don't understand that it's like a fight, right? That we have to push them to the brink. But I also, okay, to be fair, I understand where they're coming from, where truly there was somebody who left a comment, like they really are struggling. There's people in the military, all kind people who don't make a lot of money, who may not have savings at all. And what are they gonna do? Right? So, but this is the urgent. The issue is with healthcare, right? That they're ready to create, that's their goal, like to create as much suffering as possible. Of course they want to remove healthcare subsidies, but people got used to it. It's, something is coming to me that I'm remembering. Um, One time I was listening to a radio show, I think it was NPR years ago, and it was somebody on the left. And he said something, I will always be hopeful because I know that once people have benefits, it's very hard to remove it from them. But this is years ago, okay, but still, I think it will be very hard sell. once people lose that, if they do lose that. Okay, so this was just a sense of like, so at least suspending the pain for now. That's how they voted. And to be fair, again, I'm just saying that for those, it's easy for us to save if we're not getting our salaries cut, right? But also there is the issue that the people who are we're not paying, if we're not the ones paying for it, right? Um, it's easy to say. So I'm just giving you kind of like, I don't say I hate the both sides thing, but that's what I'm doing in that sense, right? That they had a reason for this, but also I just, the loss of healthcare is absolutely awful. But on the other hand, then this falls on completely on Republicans. Does it make sense? So this is just a way to kind of, I guess, understand, because I was like, what the hell? Right? What the hell? Why? And like I said, guys, I have to be detached. Okay. When I, again, it's like if I just allow myself to be completely taken over by emotion, sometimes it's hard, right? Because you're going to project a lot. So, so this is this part. Now, I want to tell you also that it's interesting, in light of a person. Let me actually put it here. So had a, this is kind of interesting. So I had this today, and for me, guys, organizing, throwing stuff out it's kind of complicated. It's hard for me for some reason. But so today I was like, what's the whole going on? I need to get to the bottom of this. Why don't I feel more like energized to do all of this? Because I need to get this done. And so I asked all these questions. So I wrote the questions: what is the source of this? How can I be more motivated? Blah, blah, blah. And then I write these, like, I write these as fill in the blanks. And then I listen to I put in the AI voice thing, I record it, and then I listen, and I got the answers, right? So it was really actually quite interesting, because it said you have to, like, you're like a heady person, and I think a lot of people that are like really heady, like have ADHD, very intelligent, like you get distracted, like it's easy to get distracted, right? But it said you can't even, it's like you need to start thinking of the great things that are coming to your life, no matter what they are. Because a lot of times the lack of movement has to do with not expecting, like not having positive expectations for your life, especially when we're dealing with this situation of the government, right? So we have to attach to connect with positive things we want related to the government, and as well as our personal lives, because otherwise it affects our energy on so many levels. So, okay. All right. Now, let's see here. Now, okay, so Eleanor Roosevelt is here. There's no Eleanor here. Here. Let me share here her biography. Of course, you know who she is. But it's interesting that I hadn't seen. It's just interesting. Okay, Eleanor Roosevelt here is. So she was the wife of FDR, right? And she was an advocate on so many levels. She was a very positive person. And she just was, I think, a great person, right? Um, so that's right. So anyway, so you see here that's Miss Roosevelt, but okay, so I want to know, how do we deal with this? Eleanor, what's going on? Oh, Rosie, dust yourself off and try again. The earliest. Just dust yourself off. Just dust yourself off and keep going. There were so many hungry people back in those days. We kept going. We knew we had the fire of righteousness within our bellies, and we kept going. And we keep going. We go no matter what. we know that those people, those same people that have their big mouths, they're fooling people with their scammy things, they were the people that caused the poverty in those days. They absolutely hated us because we wanted to create safety for people. And we did. And this is the thing that they have been fighting us ever since. And their darkness and spirit has been fighting ever since. The fact that we didn't allow them to destroy the country the way they wanted to. They wanted to let the country be poor and broke because those were their Confederate dreams of wealth disparity. And that is what you're seeing today. And they want to see the suffering in the American people. That's what feeds them. So, Eleanor, so for example, Eleanor, the situation of the shutdown is really sad in the sense that they are fighting for health care for all, right? To at least keep this. What do you have to say about that? Because that is really the worst part of it all. And the fact that there was so much sacrifice and people are suffering and they're enjoying this suffering. So, what do you tell us? Rosie, it's like I said, you have to ask yourself, every single person, what matters the most, what really matters, and you fight for it. And you ignore those people, whatever they pick today, whatever they pick tomorrow, you have to keep fighting for it and never give up and never align or let them get into your head and make you feel disappointed or not excited. So, but the reality is those Democrats did it. And again, I understand also that there's people suffering with the government shutdown, and that is not a minor thing. But if the Republicans remove, because that's the plan for they're obviously they want to end the healthcare subsidies, and then health insurance will triple for a lot of people who can't afford it at all. What's going to happen? What do you say? What do you have to tell us? Take a breather, Rosie. It is going to happen. We're going to keep it. How are we going to keep it? In ways that you can't quite you can't quite imagine. Okay, so how is it? Because tell me what do you have to say about the current administration? How much longer? Shh. There's stuff happening. There's a lot happening in the works. Okay. But you understand, Miss Roosevelt, I want to be able to tell people here who are watching this channel what's going on. She's saying there's a lot that you won't know for a while, but things will be reverted and they will be blamed because they are the ones to blame for it. So by the time, okay, so by the very end of December, right, from 1st of January, that will be over for the subsidies. So what is going to happen to those people? Saying, Rosie, you don't know. It may be averted in ways that you cannot expect. So what do I tell people? What do we tell people? It will be averted. The entire government will be averted and things they will be okay. But Ms. Roosevelt, I've been looking into the subject for years, almost 10 years now, this man. And this is the situation as people are going to feel it in their bones. It's like it impacts the budgets and the lives of so many vulnerable people. So tell me, they are not going to happen much longer. That's what I felt. And also, I had seen before, Ms. Roosevelt, that this was like Trump's, how do you say this? This is the end of his government. This shutdown is a shutdown that ends up taking out his own government. Is this still true now that the Democrats have caved? Well, the people had to see what them right in a way what needs to be changed in the Democratic Party, yes. At the same time, I want you to know that they had a reason for it, which was to not prolong the suffering of those people who are truly suffering from this. It's a real thing and it should not be minimized. So they should not be made to be the ones who are going to be sacrificed. That's what she's saying. Okay. So, okay, at the same time, tell me more. Is Trump going to fall? Is it still so? What's going to happen next in the Trump administration? And then, let's say between now and Christmas, she's showing me Trump almost like gagging or having a real serious health problem. And then I see sheets like bed sheets over him, like he's not dead. This no, no, I hope not. No, no, no. I don't want him to go. I don't. Quickly, it will turn. Things will turn quickly. That's what she's saying. So, okay, and show me. She shows me Trump falling into a hole or something, and then everything collapses. Why? Why would it collapse? The information coming out, he's going crazy over it. And she's saying he's prepping for it by first he pardoned Giuliani and his co-conspirators, and I always saw the leak of Ghislaine Maxwell, something about her getting a commutation. And I see like she's like this. It's over. It's over. She's saying whatever it is terrible. He's going to lose his mind over it. So just wait and see. Just wait and see. Okay. Okay. So, all right. Thank you, Ms. Roosevelt. She's like, keep your chin up, Rosie, and keep going ahead. Keep going. Keep going towards your dreams. And they may sound a little crazy, but they'll come to pass. You just have to allow yourself to imagine and tell everybody this. This is what I also actually, by the way, I got this message she's giving me earlier today in my meditation questions thing. She said that you have to allow your mind to expand to see mini soap operas of your lives. And through that, let yourself feel the joy and the freedom of possibility. And this will open up for a lot of things. It is saying, yes, a lot of you are here as light workers. It has been a lot of work, in fact, a lot more than you all expected. But you will play a big role in what's coming next, coming very soon. So expect the best. And the most important thing is to not let these people and their values dictate your life. So, okay. So, okay. So thank you, Ms. Roosevelt. Now, let me ask the question here. Go back to the question I had asked before. Okay, so what happens is now that Miss Roosevelt, I think she gave us an answer, but let me ask here. I guess it's interesting. I had written it down on some parts before. So what's going to happen to Obamacare? Let's see, pause, and then it returns. So what is going to happen to Obamacare? It looks like the Democrats have caved. And oh, and by the way, I have to tell you something. Yesterday, I got very confused with the dates, right? I thought that Wednesday was the 14th, but basically I meant Friday. Friday is, let me actually open the calendar. It's interesting. No, I could have just opened an actual calendar and I would have learned. So Friday is the 14th, but I meant I remember saying that the 17th is Friday. No, Friday is the 14th. So, so that's that, okay? All right, so let's go. So what's going on here? What's going on here? Okay, what's going on? Oh, fell. A little more careful. Upside down. Interesting. Oh, a crazy man. Deal. Offer. Woman upright. So, you know what I'm getting as I'm telling you these cards? It's like Trump will fall. That's what I'm getting. Now, usually this card means to me, I see as Putin because it even has that Orthodox hat. The world upside down, that goes crazy. Deal and offer. The woman. And I also even wonder if it's possible that uh, Putin will play a role in the downfall of Trump, exposing him. So we talked about it before, right? So that's interesting. I don't want to get too much into cards because sometimes I feel like it can be like a lot, a lot of information. Sometimes it's good to have less. Okay. All right. And then we know the other thing is that with, let me show you this. I saw this I saved this. This is from someone, let me share this with you. This is from somebody from Punchable News. That's um, here, news. Speaker Mike Johnson plans to swear in Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva before the government funding vote. This will not change the vote count on the funding bill, but it will put the Epstein discharge petition over the 218 signature thresholds. So that's right. So that's interesting, right? Mm-hmm. So is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? What's the outcome? And I see it's possible that even immediately after, even by the end of this week, the files, is that right? They're going to vote to release it. Oh, okay. So what's going to happen? Let's see, actually. That's right. I see that, guys, I have to do another video just for this because I feel like I don't want to get too much into this. And what's going to happen here when she's sworn in the files? Is it going to happen? Is it going to swear her in? Judgment upside down. Hmm. Truth is revealed, yes, yes. About the man, wealthy man, collecting. This is maybe harvesting, collecting money, people behind the scenes. Oh, oh, wow, okay, turning, they have to resign, they have to leave. Somebody has quickly gonna have to leave. Okay, so interesting. No, they tell me to do another because it's saying that there's a lot of things that are gonna happen very quickly when that happens. So, I know. So it's saying as soon as the next thing they're going to vote on is probably this. I think it shows me that Johnson will try to delay it, will try to find all kinds of excuses, but it's not going to work. Okay. So, very interesting. All right. So that's it for now. And thank you for watching. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.